Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast live show. I'm your host, Juan. Max, my other co-host. How you
What's
doing,
up,
my
dog?
brother?
What's got you down already?
I'm not down.
Y'all
I'm
ain't
not
even
down
lost
at
yet.
all.
Y'all haven't even
I
lost
mean,
yet.
I won last week.
I mean, I let you back in it as excuse me, as justice. I let you back in it. You try your hardest. You got one game, dog. You ain't got 11 more weeks of this shit, though.
Look, man. Welcome to the Pick'em Show, man. As you guys can see from the title, we got Pick'ems today. We got trade deadline talk. We're gonna throw in some storylines so far in the season that are unbelievable and kind of just like unreal to a certain point. But welcome to the show, man. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below, whatever you guys want. Let's go ahead and start with the trade deadline, bro.
Oh my lord.
So,
Is there enough to talk about one? I think so.
oh my goodness. I mean, Max, this is the fucking NBA at this point. This is the most trades that have ever been done in NFL history on the trade deadline. That is confirmed.
What's the
There's
one
been
thing missing? Is it a superstar traded mid-season, or do we
no.
get that in McCaffrey?
Yeah, we kind of got that in
Maybe
McCaffrey.
just the quarterback. Maybe that's all we're missing. But I don't think NFL teams are ever going to trade their guys in the middle of the season.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and give you guys the graphic. So these are all the guys who got traded on the deadline. Okay, just on the deadline. So this is not including McCaffrey or anyone before. So what pops out to me, Max, the biggest one is Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb is the most talented player. He's the guy who went for the most compensation out of all these guys. And I think it's warranted to talk about him first, okay?
Well,
So
before I just want to ask, who's the most surprising name you saw on that list? I can't
I
believe Calvin Ridley got fucking moved. I can't believe that guy was even talking. We're going to talk about him at some point.
yeah, most definitely. I would say probably Bradley Chubb. I mean, I was pretty shocked. I thought since the Broncos won in London, they were kind of not going to fire sell anymore, but they went through with it. They got a first round pick out of Bradley Chubb, and to me that's the most shocking. And these are the trade details. So the Broncos receive a 2023 first round pick who was originally from San Francisco, a fourth round pick in 2024, and running back Chase Edmonds. And the Dolphins receive a fifth round pick in 2025 and Bradley Chubb, of course.
That's
Was
all
this
Trey
too
Lance stuff.
much?
That's Trey Lance stuff. Just so you guys know, the Dolphins pick, that's Frisco's pick. Is it too much, Juan? This is a Miami team that we know can't really get pressure rushing for. All the pressure they get is from creative blitzes. They have a guy in Jalen Phillips who you like, who I think is promising. We're still kind of waiting to see if he's going to take the next step to being elite. But if you're a team like Miami Dolphins who went all in for Tyreek Hill and now you're going in, this is a good move. I don't think Bradley Chubb's a game changer. I think he's going to help out. He's not I don't think he's Von Miller from last year, because I don't think he's on that echelon of guy. I think Von Miller is better than him last year than Bradley Chubb is this year. That's just my opinion on Bradley Chubb. I think he's talented, but he hasn't really harnessed it into being elite. He's been good. There's no doubt about that one, but you're a guy who watches AFC West more than I do. You're our resident AFC West expert. Give me your take on Bradley Chubb.
Look, I'm not the hugest fan of Bradley Chubb. I'm really not. But he is a guy that's worth to throw some money at or throw some compensation at if he's not going to be your number one guy. And I don't think they're getting him to for him to play as that number one alpha. I think Jalen Phillips is legitly an alpha for them. So I like the move in that aspect. You got Batman, you got Robin now. So I think the biggest part of this story, Max, is what they got total for Lermy Tunsil. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it's just the trade that keeps on giving at this point. I mean, shout out to
so
Billy B.
I got the full graphic, Max, on
Okay.
how everything transpired. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lermy Tunsil deal, The Texans got Tunsil out of it, Kenny Stills, who's not on the team, Heck, and Wallow. I don't even know these
Skip.
motherfuckers, bro. They're still on the team, but the Dolphins, they got Noah. Can you say that for me? Because you're the best.
Iganobany.
Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Tyreek Hill, Solomon Kinley, and Bademosi. I don't know. These two guys got cut though. Davenport and Bademosi or whatever are not on the team no more. So this is how it originally happened. Like,
well, there's some other picks they gave up for Hill, but that doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. The 4th, the 5th, the 3rd round pick,
and they still got a 3rd round pick from it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, guys. They got the talent. They have a lot of great pieces. They're 5-3 right now. One, it's a little underwhelming, but Tua got hurt for 2 games that they lost, and I mean he looks so much better than Teddy Bridgewater or Skylar Thompson. This Miami team, it's a good move for them. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Bradley Chubb fan in the world, but the way you frame it with, hey, if you got Phillips who you trust as your number 1 and Bradley Chubb is your 2, I like it. Like I said, I don't think it's Von Miller last year. I don't think it'll be that type of impact.
Yeah.
But I'm more shocked on the Denver side, one where you're selling the team. Is just have they punted on this year?
I don't think so. I think it's just a big indicator of what they think about Bradley Chubb, and it kind of gives me confidence on what I've seen about
okay,
Bradley
so
Chubb.
if Denver's willing to part with him for a 1st round pick, which is good compensation, but let's remember, guys, it's probably not going to be a top 10 pick. This is San Francisco's pick, and Frisco seems to be hitting on all cylinders since this last game with the Rams. So it's going to be a late pick, right? But do you really?
I could say it could possibly be in the teens. I don't think that's out of the question.
I would bet it'd be later in the 20s. I would say Frisco's a good team. They're going to make the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. We move on. But what does it say that a team that's seen Bradley Chubb in the building for every game this year, even last year, guy who has injury concerns, you have to pay him. What does it say about Denver saying, you know what, we don't really want him anymore? And I know Denver's got Gregory, Brandon Browning, or Baron Browning. What does it say? I'm kind of... I think they may be sold at the right time, for sure.
I think they're selling high. I think they have a lot of confidence in some of the young guys that they have, including Randy Gregory, who I know is not a young guy, but is more than capable of taking on that number 1 pass rusher. I mean, a guy that you didn't mention, but Nick Bonito. He's another young guy that like they obviously like, and Browning, another guy that they like. Like, I don't think Bradley Chubb is going to be missed that much. I would have been more shocked if it was Jerry Jeudy, a guy that they really need, and they need to win this year. I don't think they needed Bradley Chubb to win this year. They sold high. They sold out of their division. They didn't sell them to an AFC West team, another team who traded on the deadline did that. So we'll get into that later. But if you're going to sell them to an AFC team, make sure it's not in your division. So I like that. You're talking about the San Francisco. This is just the San Francisco picks alone. This is what they got from the Niners, Waddle, Hill, and Chubb.
Joey, where you at, bro? Let us know.
So, I mean, they swindled fucking 2 teams. They swindled the fucking Texans and the Niners so far. I mean, look, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill have been fucking absolutely electric for the Dolphins. So it's a wait and see on Chubb. He's a great talent. I think he's going to definitely help them win this year. I really like the move. If I had to grade it, I'll give it an A. And the only reason why I wouldn't give it an A+ is because he does have injury concerns.
So is it an A on the Dolphins side or A on the Broncos or A all around? I think it's kind of a
A all around.
Yeah, I think win-win. Sell high. Denver's kind of had a bad start to the year. I don't think they make this move on if they're 6-3. So yeah, I think it's a win-win.
A trade that we didn't get to talk about. This one happened before Sunday. It was kind of under the radar, I believe, or I forgot what day this happened, Max, but Roquan Smith, he ended up getting traded to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, no, it happened on Monday, late Monday night, I believe.
Yeah, late Monday night, a 2nd rounder and a 5th rounder for Roquan Smith. And Roquan Smith is the leading tackler in the NFL, Max. So if you're a team like the Raiders, the Chargers, who else? Who is in dire need of a linebacker right now? Even like the Cincinnati Bengals, who lost Logan Wilson for a good part of the year already.
Look,
Why wouldn't you trade for a guy like Roquan Smith? I love the fact that Baltimore was hungry and aggressive and got Roquan
well,
Smith,
they
man.
desperately need somebody, a linebacker. Me and you love Patrick Queen coming out. He's been a disappointment up until this year. He's literally everything Patrick Queen needs to be or wants to be growing up or whatever he wants. Roquan Smith's a game changer. He makes plays, thumper, can run, solid in coverage. It's a win for the Ravens. It's a second-round pick for a guy you're probably going to resign. The only thing that scares anyone is they got Lamar coming up and they got Roquan coming up. If they can't come to terms with Roquan, they're not going to tag him if they can't get Lamar under contract. That's the only thing that scares me, that this guy has the potential to walk. But I love the move for the Ravens. And the Bears, yeah, what's a middle linebacker going to do for you the next few years, even if you keep him?
Yeah, and it's kind of head scratching because the next one has the Bears involved. Chase Claypool, who is going from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Chicago Bears. So from one mediocre quarterback to another.
Well, at least this quarterback's fun on the Bears. You know what I mean? The TikToks are dead. Sorry, everybody. Can we lump this in with the Kadarius Toney? Because I think there's one thing I want to talk about. So go ahead and hit what you want to do, and I'll tie it together.
Yeah, so Claypool went for a 2023 second round pick. I know people are saying like it's a home run for the Bears. Like, why not? You don't have any receivers, and it's a guy that can potentially earn a contract, and you can have a guy for long term if you wind up signing him. I'm not a big fan of Chase Claypool. I mean, that's just my
You
opinion,
did
but
get your wish, though. Everyone out there,
yeah,
you've been calling for Claypool to be traded for Pickens so he can get all
yeah,
the shine.
yeah.
I think it's good for the Bears. One, it's not a home run because at the end of the day, a second round pick, it's going to be a high second round pick no matter where it is because both these teams are bad. So that's what kind of scares me. If it was like a third or a fourth, I'd be like, awesome. That's just a see what happens. No problem.
Yeah.
But the value is going to be a little high for a guy like Chase Claypool, who looks kind of like a career underachiever. All the talent in the world, but never really puts it together.
Why wouldn't you just pick George Pickens in the second round?
I
That's
agree.
my thing.
100%
That's
agree.
my thing with the Bears. Hopefully he winds up succeeding. No, I mean he's a desperate weapon for the Bears, man. They need one bad.
Well, you talk about desperate. This is what I want to tie in. Green Bay Packers. How do you stand fucking pat? How do you not give up a second for Claypool? And I know they were like, they did give it up. Well, throw in a third, throw in a fourth, throw in anything. How about Kadarius Toney? You can't give up a third and a sixth for a first round pick just to see what happens? Really? I don't get it. I love that move by the Chiefs one because it's like, we're already pretty stacked. But what if we hit this guy and we just find a gadget guy who's really elite with the short area quickness and his moves? Why can't the Packers just throw out a third and a sixth for Kadarius Toney? How does that hurt you?
I mean, I think they're just kind of content of what they're
Content
doing
of
right now.
what? They suck.
Of going, yeah, they're content with it. They know they're gonna suck. Why waste draft picks for a year that you think Kadarius Toney and Chase Claypool is gonna help them to the point where they're gonna be a Super Bowl contender?
No, I don't think that, but I think it'll
Then
help
don't make the move.
overall. Why not though? Why not?
You
What if
don't make
Chase
the move.
Claypool puts it all together and he's a fucking alpha? Why not? Why not?
I
That's what I'm
wouldn't
saying
do
with the
it.
Packers. They don't even try one. That's my big thing. They don't even try to just, let's just swing for the fences. Let's just go in there with Randall Cobb. Let's do it. He's 38 years old.
Yeah. And I think part of it too is like whether it's Rodgers saying, hey, trade for someone and the GM doesn't do anything, the front office doesn't do anything, or Rodgers just the type of dude that doesn't do well with receivers who are just coming in and trying to learn the offense and get on the same page. I mean, a guy like Claypool, in my opinion, I wouldn't have done it if I was the Packers. That's just me. A guy like Kadarius Toney, I wouldn't have done it because he's a head case. He's a character guy, and if anyone can take that risk, it's gonna be the Chiefs. Andy Reid has a long resume of dealing with guys who have some character issues, so the Packers are gonna stay away. If I'm the Packers, I would like someone for like an Odell Beckham on the on the lower
Or how
scale.
about
Or
Brandon Cooks, who didn't get traded shockingly? Why wouldn't you just give a first up for Brandon Cooks?
yeah, I don't know, man. I I I think they're content with what they did. They dig their own grave. They fucked up, and they didn't get a guy like George Pickens or another receiver in the first round, and they wound up getting Watson, who I love Watson, but he kind of went in the worst situation. Like it's a place where you need to hit the ground running. There was no time for development, and Christian Watson is just not that guy where he was going to hit the ground running. He needed a lot of work.
Bad injury luck too. Very bad
Yeah.
injury luck.
And staying in the NFC North, TJ Hawkinson, who
Shock.
got traded. Look, I'm not shocked that he got traded. Honestly, I'm more shocked on who he got traded from and to. Like the Lions traded to a division rival.
That's the one that gets me. I'm like, are you guys fucking nuts? I don't get it. That's the part. Because girls who don't watch football, don't really familiar with the NFL. Trading is becoming much more regular. Trading in the division remains taboo, even for picks.
Yeah.
It's taboo to trade in your division.
Yeah. And he ended up going for a second rounder and a third rounder. The second is in 2023 and the third is in 24. And the Vikings get back Hawkinson, a fourth rounder in 23 and a conditional in 24. So I love the move for the Vikings.
I do
too. You still a guy from Detroit in your division. You make them weaker, and it's a position of need with the Vikings. They've been needing a tight end forever. Like Irv Smith is not the answer.
And he's hurt.
It's gonna take some time with Hawkinson to get acclimated. He's probably not gonna hit the ground running, but Hawkinson is just one of these guys where, like, the talent is there. You know that the talent is there, and you just need somebody to really show it. And I think this offense with Kevin O'Connell and Kirk Cousins, and he's not even the main guy. It's Justin Jefferson, and then after that, it's Thielen. Like I love this move for the Vikings. I think A+. Like they won this trade by far.
A+. Detroit, a little puzzling. They kind of sell Hawkinson to the Vikings. I think you've touched on that enough, and I'm a little surprised they traded him in general. Vikings, they're 6-1. They were like, we need to get better. Let's do it. I love the move. Good job by the Vikings. Way to not just be content. Way to get better at the deadline, even though you're already good.
Exactly. And then Calvin Ridley, who you alluded to earlier in the show, traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now,
the team he bet against.
The team he bet against. So the Jaguars get Calvin Ridley. This one's a confusing one, okay? This one, there's a lot of conditional picks with it. So the Falcons get a fifth rounder and a fourth rounder. Now, the fourth rounder and the fifth rounder, those are conditional. So they can go up to basically this on what Ian Rappaport said. So there are conditionals attached to this trade for Calvin Ridley. If he gets reinstated by a date, it's worth a 2023 fifth. Otherwise, it's a sixth. And if he makes the team in 2024, it's at least a fourth. And if he hits a playtime milestone, it's a third. And if Jacksonville gets a long-term deal with him, it's a second. So a lot of
in 2024. So are we anticipating he's not even suited up next year?
Yeah, that's
let's
crazy.
Let's not overreact. They didn't give up much, even if it's a fifth or sixth. I think it's worth it. I mean, Green Bay, another one. You could have just done this. Why not? Just try. Do anything. Don't just fucking sit there with your thumb up your ass. But I think it's a good move by the Jags. It's low risk, high reward. So even if he doesn't ever play football again, with a 5 and a 6, no one will bat an eye.
The one thing that I find interesting is so they're going to have to give up a second round pick if they wind up signing them to a long-term deal.
1-year deals the rest of his career.
Does this affect the fucking contract? Which you got to think it does.
100%.
Like, hey, bro, you're going to steal a second round pick from us. Like, if I'm Calvin Ridley, I'm like, fuck you. You made that deal. That's the grave you fucking dug. Like, That was the
I'm
consequence.
sure though, if he came back and was a Calvin Ridley, they would not even bat an eye. But here's the fun thing, guys: who Calvin Ridley's going to be like 30 when he gets back in the NFL. I don't think there's a long term contract in his future.
Oh man, but yeah, those are some of the main trades. Like I said, these are all the trades that went down. Is there any small move guy that you want to hit and just say a quick little comment about them or
Yeah,
what?
I really just think there's one. Nyheim Hines gets traded to the Bills for Zach Moss in a sixth. I think Nyheim Hines should just maybe a little change of pace. He's a little jitterbug and play slot receiver a little bit. I like it. I think it's a good move by the Bills. Not game changing. It wasn't like they got Kamara. Nyheim Hines, solid player. Good move by the Bills. Get a
Yeah,
little richer. The rich
I,
stay
I
rich.
had to agree. I think this drops the stock for James Cook, unfortunately,
Yeah,
in
it would seem
Buffalo.
like that a little bit. Yeah.
I think 9 weeks in, he is not the guy that they thought he was gonna be hitting the ground running like this year. I believe James Cook can be something special in a couple years, but as far as this year, I think it was Devin Singletary or bust, and Naheem Hines is just at
Little
this point right
insurance.
now,
Say
yeah,
insurance. Yeah.
he's just a better option than Cook right now. Cook is just not ready. But there's your trade deadline, man. Absolutely crazy. I thought it was nuts. It felt like the NBA. It was really fun to see all that. And yeah, basically. And you know what else is unreal, Max? Is the storylines of the NFL halfway through. We're at week 9. This is technically the halfway point, if you want to say that. Probably like what 7.5, 8.5 of
Yeah,
a halfway mark.
this is halfway, half and a half.
Yeah.
45, whatever. Half and a half.
So we're gonna play a little game here. We're gonna say some of the storylines that have happened so far that we wouldn't have believed if you told us in August
We
or
have to use our
fucking
30 for 30 voices.
exactly. Like if I told you.
What if I told you Geno Smith didn't write back?
So me and Max have a couple that overlap. We had to agree on some. Some of them are just from us individually, but we thought of 4, okay? And the first one that comes to mind to me is the NFC East, aka the NFC Beast. If you would have told me that the best record wise in the NFL out of all the divisions is the NFC East, I would have said you're fucking nuts. And if you would have told me that the Giants had a winning record, I would have told you that you're
But what if
fucking
I
nuts.
told you the Cowboys also had a really good record?
I would believe that more than the Giants.
And what if I told you Washington was a fucking joke and they're trying to sell the team because allegations have arisen? Who would have guessed?
I would believe that, but Max, they're fucking 500. All the
I
shit that's
know.
going on, they're 500. So that
I
just
know.
goes to show you the talent in this division. But me personally, um, I expected this from the Eagles. I seen this the easy schedule. I had the faith in Jalen Hurts, but did I think they were gonna be this good? No, I can't say that. I wouldn't say undefeated. I thought they were gonna have a really good record, the whole season, and I thought Jalen Hurts was gonna put up the numbers that he's putting up. But the way that it's happened, like I didn't think your guys' defense was gonna be this
Yeah,
fucking
no,
good.
we're the over under for this team was 8.5. We're at 7. So
Yeah,
I would say the over is a pretty locked in bet. My storyline was also NFC East, but primarily the Eagles. I'm just so happy with this team. I know Jordan Davis is going to go on IR for a few weeks, but this team was built in the trenches. We're built like we're Philly. We're hardworking, and this division's for real, bro. Don't take this division lightly. After last year, it was a joke. This year, it's anything but a joke.
yeah. And the Giants, on the other hand, who are the biggest surprise, they got Saquon back on track. Dable is coach of the year so far, in my opinion. He's my vote. And they resurrected the offensive line, the quarterback, the
Saquon
like.
Barkley.
You know what's funny, Max? We give so much shit to Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, right? They have no receivers, they have no playmakers. What the fuck do the Giants have?
They
They're
got big
fucking
money
winning.
Galladay.
They're winning.
At least
Yeah,
they
who
spent
hasn't?
money on a fucking
I don't.
receiver. At least they tried.
I don't even think he's got a pass this year, Max. Like,
No, that's not true. He has one catch for 10 yards.
Sorry, he hasn't caught 2 passes.
Oh, let me
But their
see.
leading receiver is fucking Richie James. Like, and we're over here fucking complaining about the Packers. Like,
Two for 22. Oh my lord.
what would Alan Lazard and Romeo Dobbs be on
This
the
team might be a
Giants?
Super Bowl contending team.
My point, man. I mean, that's just how amazing the Giants have been, man. But shout out to the NFC East, shout out to the NFC Beast. Let's switch over to another storyline. Struggleville, especially these 3 teams: the Rams, the Colts, and the Broncos. Now, the Colts have a way better record than they're supposed to be. I would say that, but I didn't expect the Rams to be struggling. I did not expect I expected the Broncos to struggle, Max, but I didn't expect them to look this bad.
You know, it's funny. The Colts definitely have looked the worst, I would say, out of these 3 teams, but
Yeah,
somehow they've have the best record, I guess would be the way to say it. Like, how are the Colts not 1 in 6, right?
yeah,
They really should be. They've been that bad. Denver again, shocking, and the Rams Super Bowl hangover, maybe something like that.
yeah. One thing I would say about a team that people are arguing they should be on here is the Raiders, but I would say, look, me personally, on my prediction, I thought the Raiders were going to be good, but I heard numerous people out there that kind of called this from the Raiders. You didn't call this
No,
bad.
no, I just want to say I didn't think they were going to be what you thought. I thought they were clearly a talent discrepancy between the other 2 teams in this division.
Yeah, and but I don't think anyone expected them to have 2 wins. As far
A
as
lot of bad
this,
breaks for the Raiders. A lot of bad
yeah,
tough
yeah,
breaks.
but they're a shocker too if you want to throw them in there. Um, like we said, this is halfway through the season. All these teams can turn it around, but I definitely didn't expect the Rams to be there. Like the Rams and Matthew Stafford, like I thought they will struggle, but not like this. Their season's in jeopardy, man. They just
Big
got their
jeopardy.
ass kicked 2
Big
weeks in a
jeopardy.
row. Like, and the Colts, on the other hand, like I predicted Matt Ryan to have a fucking Stafford type season, like with the defense that they had, and Matt Ryan to go in there. They finally found their guy, and they had a deal on him.
What's a good unit on the Colts right now, Juan? What?
Fucking
Uh,
receiver. I think they
this
have pretty good receivers.
so the O-line's
That's
been
it.
disappointment. Darius
Yeah.
Leonard has had an awful year, a lot of
Yeah.
injuries. It's just the quarterback's been bad. Jonathan Taylor took a step back, and that's a lot to do with the O-line. It's just nothing that we thought the Colts would do well has happened, and that's what's shocking
Right.
to me. They can't run the
Exactly.
ball. They can't play defense. They can't throw the ball. They fired their offense coordinator. Like, that's going to help. We'll see.
Exactly, man. Next one. 2 guys who are struggling individually and probably no one seen coming. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, aka the GOAT. The GOAT's over here getting divorced. Aaron Rodgers is missing Devontae Adams, staring at pictures, and Devontae Adams is missing Aaron Rodgers. No country for old men, bro. I did not see this coming. If you would have told me that Brady will have a losing record, I'd be like, that's kind of out there. Like the Bucks are still really good, and they're in the weak ass division, which is confirmed. They're in the worst division in football.
Yeah, I don't think we can say they're really good anymore. Really good teams don't play like this.
Yeah, they're not good right now. Their defense is bad. Uh, I you would think that the Bucks will have a really good run defense, Max, but
That's
they
been
have been
bad too.
awful. They've
Yeah,
been awful. And
it's puzzling me.
Aaron Rodgers on the other hand, we thought there was going to be a drop off. Like he probably won't win MVP this
Yeah,
year.
little drop off.
Yeah, and he is absolutely fucking bad, bro. Like he's losing. And I know he doesn't have any weapons, but damn, like we haven't seen Green Bay struggle like this in a very long time in the LaFleur era. Like
No, we haven't
LaFleur's,
seen them struggle at all in the LaFleur era.
yeah, at all, man. Maybe during the playoffs, but not regular season.
Yeah, no, not like this. Not week in and week out. And that's the
Yeah,
shocking thing, one. And you talk about the old guys. I want to talk about the young guys. It's no country for young men either, guys. This quarterback class, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Fields, Mac Jones, has been nothing short of disappointing. Not one guy has set himself as an elite guy. Right now, I don't think you could. You love Trevor Lawrence, but be real with me. Is there any guy you absolutely love and can't wait to give a second contract to in that class?
Not that I absolutely love,
That
and
and
yeah.
how shocking is that? If I told you that before that draft class, you'd be like, "No fucking way." There's 4 good quarterbacks. They'll all be getting second deals, and so far, none of them look like that, and it's shocking to me.
Yeah, it is. Look, I'm gonna go down with the ship. If I had to pick any guy to put a extension on and put all my money down on, it's Trevor Lawrence. Um, I stand pat with the Jags. I think the Jags are just they're some big moves away. Like they need an alpha number one receiver. They need that guy so bad. Like you look at a guy like Josh Allen, who was struggling his rookie year and a little bit of his second. Like he didn't have any weapons. And the fact that he got Stephon Diggs, he's part of the reason why Josh Allen went to a whole nother level. And so hopefully Trevor Lawrence can get somebody, if not similar to Diggs, just right under him. You know, the future is bright in Jacksonville though, man. I really like Trevor Lawrence. As far as the other guys, I mean 100%. Like Zach Wilson, I will not touch with a 10-foot pole for a contract. Justin Fields, super inconsistent. Um Trey Lance, I mean, who the fuck knows? That's the biggest question mark in the league. And then Bailey Zappi has something to say about Mac Jones. I mean,
Mhm.
uh it's shocking, dude. It's absolutely shocking.
No, it absolutely is, man. It's not something I ever thought we'd see from these guys.
Exactly. So there you go for storylines and trade deadline. That's it for the storylines, Max. That's all we
I
had, right?
think that's all we had. Geno Smith, we should have just shout out to Geno Smith. I feel like we've talked about him so much, though.
Yeah.
I didn't want to bring it up, but just shout out to Seattle too.
Yeah, Seattle, the biggest. I had to me, Seattle's one of the biggest surprises,
I
man.
know there's a lot of talk of Saquon's comeback player of the year. I don't see how it can be anyone but Geno Smith. Saquon's been good. We know he was good. No one expected this from Geno.
No one, absolutely. I hope he keeps it up,
Me too.
honestly. But let's get into the pick'ems, man. So the pick'ems, we're gonna rapid fire. We spend a lot of time on the storylines and the trade deadline. So if we're talking about your team and we're talking about your game and
You
we
see the
breeze through
green
it.
in the background, Juan. Talk about him.
First game, baby, Thursday night football. The undefeated Philadelphia Eagles 7-0 traveling to Houston to play the Texans, who are 1-5-1. The Philadelphia Eagles are 13-point favorites.
Oh my lord, I'm about to bust.
Money line for the Eagles minus 800. Houston is plus 550. Over under is 43 points. Injuries for the Eagles. Jordan Davis, he is out with an ankle. And
Josiah Scott, ankle, he's
Josiah
questionable.
Scott
Questionable. Just had to put somebody on there. There's not really a lot of guys banged up for the Eagles.
and the Texans, Justin McCray, Nico Collins, and Malik Collins are all questionable for this game. Look, I'm gonna put it short, sweet, and simple. The Texans suck. I think I can confirm they're the worst team in the league. And Davis Mills, talking about second year quarterbacks, we thought he was up in the mix in early draft season, and a lot of the previews that we did, I had high hopes for him, but he has regressed. He has gotten worse. He played better last year. I don't think he is the answer. It's Damian Pierce and Jalen Petrie and Derek Stingley and the boys. That's basically all they got. Eagles all the way, man. They're going to dominate.
Is there any chance this is a trap game for the Eagles?
I don't think so. The Texans are just not that good to be a trap game right now.
Yeah, and it's Thursday night, so I don't think the Eagles can take them easy for a whole week. So man, I'm going Eagles 35-10. We about to kick some Texan ass, baby.
I got Eagles also 31-17. Hopefully they score a little bit more touchdowns than you're saying, Max, because I got Damian Pierce in a lot of leagues. But let's go ahead and move on to the Chargers. The Chargers coming off a bye week. They're 4-3, facing off the Atlanta Falcons, who is 4-4. The Falcons are 3-point underdogs in Atlanta. Money line is Chargers minus 165. Atlanta's plus 140. Over under is 49 points. Injuries for the Falcons. AJ Terrell, questionable. Casey Hayward on IR. And Anthony Frisker, who is questionable also. Get ready for the Chargers, folks, because it's a long list. JC Jackson, he is, of course, out for the season. Mike Williams, out with an ankle. Keenan Allen, just got reports from Keenan Allen. It is not looking good. His hamstring got worse over the bye week. How is that possible? I don't know. You tell me. But he is questionable going into the game. And then their kicker, Dustin Hopkins, he's also questionable with a leg injury. Look, man, the Falcons are weird. They can run the ball. The Chargers can't stop the run. The Chargers are dealing with injuries on the wide receiver portion. I got the Falcons in this one. Straight up, I got upset alert. I like what the Falcons are doing. I think Kyle Pitts is getting involved. They're weird. They somehow stay in every single game somehow. The Chargers are just like they're staring at me in the face and like, bro, do you really want to pick us? We've been struggling. We lose to teams like this. We blow it at the end, and we're coming off a bye week, and we got fucking significant injuries. I'm going with the Falcons, man. I need to get a game up on you. I think I'm going to get a game up on you with this one because I know your ass is picking the Chargers.
I just can't stay away. I can't stay away. They're coming off a bye. I have faith. One last week of the Chargers, man. 23-21, baby. Bolt up. Don't fuck me, San Diego. LA, sorry.
I'm rolling with the Falcons, man. 1 point. I think it's going to be a fucking...
Can I just say, I'm not confident at all. I'm not confident.
1 point game, 24-23. Come on, Falcons. Give me one, baby. Come on. Miami Dolphins, 5-3. Traveling to Chicago, who is 3-5. Chicago is 4.5-point underdogs. Money line for Chicago is plus 175. Miami is minus 210. Over under is 45.5 points. Dolphins injuries. Liam Eichenberg, questionable. Brandon Jones, he's on IR. Myles Gaskin, he's questionable with an MCL. Bears injuries. Jalen Johnson, he's questionable. Lucas Patrick, he's on IR. And Larry Borum, I don't know. Questionable concussion.
Just stick with 1-1. Just stick with the first one. I like it better.
But look, I like what I've been seeing from Justin Fields these last couple weeks. He's been decent, but I can't go with the Bears, man. They just traded Roquan Smith. They're missing the leading tackler on their team, so you have to think like the Dolphins come into town with Raheem Mostert and Tyreek Hill, and should I say Tua, one of the best quarterbacks when he plays in the league this year, whether you want to admit it or not. I'm going with the fucking Dolphins, man. Every week,
have to.
they're proving me wrong.
I think they'll keep it close for a little bit, but Miami has too much talent. There's too much margin of error. There's not for the Bears. 31-20 Miami. Tua, I think he'll ball out.
33-10, rolling with Tua and the boys, man. Fins up. Cincinnati Bengals, man, who I'm so pissed off with. They were my lock of the week last week. They fucked me because we do the show on Wednesday. Jamar Chase had this hip injury that put him on IR, or didn't put him on IR. I just know he's out for 4 to 6 weeks, which he might as well be on the IR. This changed my whole perspective of the Bengals, man. And it showed on Monday Night Football. Completely changed the just scariness that comes with Cincinnati. And they're playing the Carolina Panthers this week, who is 2-6 after a heartbreak. They have the Bengals favored by 7 points. Money line is Carolina plus 270, and Cincinnati is minus 345. Over under is 42.5 points. Injuries on the Panther side. Chuba Hubbard, he has an ankle, he's questionable. Justin Burris, he has a concussion, he is questionable. Pat Eflin, he has a hip, he's on IR. And Bengals side, like I said, Jamar Chase, he's questionable. He's out, though. He's definitely out. Eli Apple, hamstring, he's questionable. And Chidobe Awuzie, he has a leg injury, and I just got updated from that, Max. He's officially out for the season. I know that for sure. He has a broken leg. He's out for the year.
Yeah, so Bengals are hurt, and I agree with everything you said, One. And that beginning part of it, they are really disappointing, man. Right when you think they have it figured out, they don't. If it was any other team than Carolina, I'd pick the other team. But I think this game's going to be close, and I don't really feel that confident about the Bengals. I think they'll prevail just because of Joe Burr. But man, what a weird year for Cincinnati.
Yeah, that the Jamar Chase aspect just it changes everything. I know they have two receivers that are really good, Tyler Boyd and Higgins, but it's just a different dynamic when you throw in Chase, man. Um, it's a big loss. It's a huge loss. So they need to stack up wins where they can, and they got their ass kicked by the Browns.
Oh, in all phases. It
Bad.
wasn't just the offense, it was everywhere, man. Like Jacoby Brissett was kind of having his way out there.
Yeah. Rolling with the Bengals. I got a close game. I got a 1-point game, or one possession game, should I say. Bengals 31, Panthers 24.
Yeah, 31-21. This game's going to be close. Carolina, ever since they fired Matt Rule, seems to have found something.
Green Bay Packers coming off that loss in Buffalo on Sunday Night Football. They're 3-5 and facing off against the Detroit Lions, who is 1-6 at home. The Lions are only 3-point underdogs against the Green Bay Packers at home. I read that weird, but I was expecting the line to be even at least. But
I would think so. How can they got a lot of faith in people? People have a lot of faith in Green Bay, man.
I would say this though, Max. I mean, Detroit is one-win team. They are a one-win team. You got to factor that in. So money line Green Bay minus 165. Detroit is plus 140. Over under is 49 points. Injuries for the Packers: Christian Watson, Elton Jenkins, Devondre Campbell, and Alan Lazard are all questionable for this one. Detroit Lions: AJ Parker, questionable. Brock Wright, doubtful. And Jamison Williams, ACL, you put soon.
He's on the path. He's getting very close. They're going to revisit him. I can't wait to see him out there. One.
They need him bad. They need him very bad. Look, is Green Bay gonna get a win, dude? Like, they couldn't beat the Washington Commanders. It doesn't really give me that much hope that they'll beat the Detroit Lions. The Lions could put up points. I think they proved that when they're healthy. They got Swift, they got St. Brown. They have proven they can put up points. They started off the Dolphins game up 14-0. Like, they can do it. They just fired their defensive back coach on defense. Let's see if that makes any difference. But it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, he owns the Bears and kind of owns the fucking Lions.
Yeah, but this Aaron Rodgers doesn't have those pieces that he's used to owning them with. So maybe that's something to consider. One. I'm picking the Packers. It'll be close, 26-17. I think Detroit, as you know, they kind of crumble down the end of stuff. So going with the Packers, but I don't have a lot of faith in this pick either.
I was so close to picking the Lions in this one. I got the Packers by a thin margin, 31-28. I think the Lions are going to put up some points, but I'm looking forward to the Packers making a play on defense. Like, they have to make Jared Goff
Yeah,
pay.
they do, with especially their offensive struggles. Like, they got a pick in that Bills game. They were trying to lateral it, and I was like, they are so fucking desperate to just score on defense.
Right. Brady and Manning, Patriots and Colts.
Mac and
Too
Sam.
Too bad this is far from Brady and Manning. It's 2022, folks. The Colts are playing the New England Patriots. They're 3-4-1. The Patriots are 4-3. The Patriots are 6-point favorites in this one at home. Money line for the Colts plus 210. New England is minus 260. Over under is 39.5 points. Injuries on the Colts side: Tyquan Lewis, questionable. Kwity Paye and Matt Ryan, both questionable, but Matt Ryan is done. He's not going to be the starting quarterback.
That's why I wrote
anymore.
BS. That's bullshit.
Yeah. Devontae Parker, Christian Barmore, Kyle Duggar, and David Andrews, all questionable for the Patriots. Look, man, I think the Colts are one of the worst watches in the NFL. They have one of the ugliest offenses.
Well, don't worry, One. They fixed it. They fired their OC.
I hope so. What was his name? Bradley?
Marcus Brady, I think.
Marcus Brady or something like that. Marcus Bradley. He is gone. So let's see if that changes anything. They need to get JT back on track. JT has an ankle injury that he's dealing with. He got hurt in last week's game. I think he's gonna wind up playing, but JT has to have a breakout game. He needs to get back on track. He is the key to
This
the
isn't
Colts
necessarily
turning
the
around.
the defense that you want to really see if you want to like come back and figure stuff out. That's the bad thing on. And if Matt Ryan was playing, I had the Colts. I erased it. I'm going with the Pats 21-18. Sam Ellinger has never seen a defense like this one. I think he's going to be thrown into some mistakes. And it's going to get kind of hairy for him, man.
I mean, Bill Belichick dominates young quarterbacks.
That's what scared me away from picking the Colts.
Yeah, to me, I don't think the Patriots have a talented defense. Like they're amazing, but Bill Belichick gets them in the right scheme, and they can cause some turnovers. And Ramondre Stevenson, bro, like they can run the ball. So
Yeah, he got that dog in him.
Yeah, can't trust the Colts, man. Patriots 24, Colts 16.
Yeah, Patriots 21, then 18. Throw the Colts.
Jets 5-3, coming off that loss against the Patriots, hosting the Buffalo Bills, who are 6-1. Who is? Oh my goodness, Buffalo Bills. They're favored by 13 whole points, man. Money line Buffalo is minus 650. The Jets are plus 460. Over under for this one is 47.5 points. Injuries for the Bills: Jordan Poyer, Trey White, Spencer Brown, all questionable. The Jets: Brees Hall out for the year, Jermaine Johnson questionable, Elijah Vera Tucker is out for the year with an arm injury. He's on IR, and Corey Davis, he is also questionable for this one. Look, man, the Bills are a top 3 team in the league. It's the Chiefs, it's the Eagles, it's the Bills until further notice, until one team comes out of the pack. I think the Jets have if you would have to argue for anyone with injuries this year, I don't think anyone has lost an impactful guys like the Jets did in Brees Hall.
Well, they lost
Elijah
guys
Vera
before the
Tucker.
year started, one with Mekhi Becton.
Yeah.
So it's
But
been rough for them all year.
if they had Brees Hall, I would feel a lot more confident. But Zach Wilson was awful last week. Awful.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed play against Josh Allen this week and that Jets defense. I'm excited to see that.
Sauce versus Diggs, must see TV.
Yeah, must see. And you can't go with the Jets because of the offense. If their offense was humming and Zach Wilson showed some signs, I'll have more confidence. But I can't go with them.
No, they're sputtering. They're bad.
I have Struggleville, Max. I got 31-10. I got a blowout.
I got 29-14, and I think that 14 is kind of garbage time.
Yeah. Washington Commanders, who are in the news recently, their owner looking to sell the team finally. Fucking Dan Snyder, fucking asshole.
Oh my Lord, Juan, please.
I can't stand Dan Snyder.
How will we ever get sponsored by the football team?
I know, right? Minnesota Vikings 6-1. Betting info for this one: Minnesota's only favored by 3 points.
Shocking.
Vegas is liking Taylor Heinicke show. Taylor Heinicke season. Minnesota's money line minus 165. Washington is plus 140. Over under is 44.5 points. Injuries on the Viking side: Thielen, Irv Smith, and Dalvin Tomlinson, all questionable. On the Washington side, Carson Wentz on IR, Chase Young, William Jackson, who was traded. I think Max did this before Tuesday, so he's on the Steelers now.
Yeah,
but
correct. Yeah,
Jahan Dotson, hamstring, he's also questionable. Look, I think a big reason why Vegas has this game close is because the receivers of the Commanders, like Terry McLaurin had a big week last week. And if you're going to beat the Vikings, it's going to be from the passing game. You have to be able to throw the ball on them. You've seen what the Eagles did. The Eagles threw all over them that night. And yeah, it was part of Jalen Hurts making some incredible plays, but for the most part, it's the pass D. And you need to lock up Justin Jefferson. That's where it starts. Because once they get Jefferson involved, it just opens up everything for the Vikings.
And they might have to shut down TJ Hawkinson, one new weapon. He'll be good in the run game. He'll be a solid blocker. You know, I would be very impressed with the Commanders if they beat the Vikings, because I think the Vikings are a really good freaking team. They're 6-1. I think they win this week and Green Bay loses. You can put a pin on their season. This is Minnesota's division this year. With that being said, I think it'll be close because Heineke always keeps shit close. Vikings 24. Washington won 21. Is that crazy?
I don't think it's crazy. I was so close to picking Washington just because of a trap game. If this game was in Minnesota, Max, I would have picked Washington, but I don't think Washington's that good at home. And I'm not going to be surprised if this is a close game, and I won't be surprised if Washington wins this game. But I got to roll with the Vikings. They just got more talent right now. They're humming. 28-26 Minnesota.
Yeah, 24-21. Close game for both of us, which I like.
All right, moving to South Beach or near South Beach.
South Beach, they're very far apart.
Duval. I'm bad at geography. Give me a break, Max.
All right, I'm sorry.
Jacksonville Jaguars 2-6 hosting the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 2-5, coming off that embarrassing loss against the Saints. Can they get past the 50-yard line this game? Who knows? Come and find out next episode. Betting info for this one.
Not a
Vegas.
pick 'em? How is this not a pick 'em?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a pick 'em, but I think they're rolling with the Raiders' talent. Money line Vegas is -115. Jacksonville is -105. Over under is 46.5 points. Injuries for the Raiders. Nate Hobbs still on IR with that broken hand. Darren Waller, hamstring injury. He's questionable. God damn. Play already, bro. You're the highest paid tight end. They've been saying that Waller has been close to playing for about 4 weeks now. He needs to get out there. Yeah, he needs to get out there, man. Shaquille Griffin, back. He's on IR for the Jags. Ben Barch and Jamal Agnew, both questionable for the Jags also. Look, man, if the Raiders lose to the Jags, I'm not picking them.
Are they making you guys wear black jerseys so you get a little extra hot?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised. The Raiders are staying on the East Coast. They did not fly back home. They're training and practicing at the IMG Academy, the popular high school down there in Florida.
Maybe they can pick up some players while they're there.
Maybe, because they need them. They absolutely fucking shit the bed last week. The Derek Carr talks are happening again, and everyone thinks that Carr is not the guy, and it tends to happen when the Raiders start losing. But there was a report that just came out before the pod, Max, that I read. Tom Pelissero, whatever fucking reporter, he said that Carr was dealing with a back injury last week.
Oh, and classic.
Yeah, well, he did get fucked up in that game before in Houston.
Yeah.
And he didn't practice one. He didn't practice one day out of the week. But I hate the fact that that report even came out.
Yeah, of course. It's always to cover your ass after the fact. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I hate that, man. And look, it's dark days for the Raiders. They need to win this game. The good thing about this is that something has to break. Something has to give. The Jags can't finish games, and the Raiders can't either. So if it's a close game, I don't know who to pick.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. It's after the last 2 weeks, do you have any faith in these teams?
Yeah. So who knows who's gonna win, man? I think loser gets a top 10 draft pick. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, you might be right, 10. Man. And I've noticed when we've been agreeing a lot, there's not a lot of disagreement so far, and I'm not going to disagree with you if you're going with the Raiders because I am too. 21-20 close game.
Yeah, I got a close game too, man. 23-20 Raiders. Don't feel confident about it though. Cardinals 3-5 going against the Seahawks, who are 5-3, baby. NFC West leaders. Seattle is 2.5-point underdogs in Arizona. Seattle is +115. Arizona is -135. Over under is 49.5 points. Seattle, Rashad Penny, broken leg. He's on IR. Darrell Taylor, he's questionable. Sidney Jones, he is also questionable. Cardinals injuries, DJ Humphries, Rodney Hudson, James Conner, all questionable for the Cardinals this week. Look, man, I know you're not a big fan of the Cardinals. I'm not a big fan of the
I
Cardinals
almost
either.
put Kyler Murray out. COD was the reason. That's how much of a fan I am.
Look, I think the reason why the Cardinals are even favored in this one because they're a talented bad team, which I think is on the road to what the Raiders are going to become. Like they're just one of these teams who are having a shit year. Their record shows on what they are, but they have a bunch of talent. Like the Cardinals were in that game against the Vikings last week, and they had a chance to win it. And that's a really good Vikings team. And you know why? Because the Cardinals are fucking good, like talent wise. DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, he's number one in every receiving category since he's came back.
Yeah, he's balling out of control. But it hasn't really translated to wins, Juan.
No,
Hasn't
it
translated
doesn't
to
translate
wins.
to wins. But do you trust Geno Smith enough to beat
I
this
absolutely
Arizona
do. I
Cardinals team?
trust Geno Smith. I trust Kenny Walker. I'm going to go with Seattle. And I'm scared because this is a good team. 31-30 is my score. But I just trust Seattle. I want to see I think if they win this game, they're kind of legit.
Yeah, I got Seattle also, man, 28-24. I can't roll with the Cardinals, man. They just don't know how to finish games. They really don't. Just don't let the Cardinals get up on you early.
No,
I think
that's a
that's
key. Correct.
yeah. You got to put them in a hole. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the NFC divisional rematch with the Rams.
Yeah. Also, matchup of shit teams.
If you would have told me in August, Max, or May, whatever, when the schedule came out, that these two teams were going to have losing records by week 9, I would have said, you're fucking nuts. You're crazy. One of those teams are going to have a winning record. Both of them with a losing record. Not the game that we expected. The Rams, they're 2.5 point
Well, no,
favorites. Who's the favorite?
the Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's favorite, sorry.
Okay, so Tampa Bay is 2.5 point favorites at home. The money line is Rams plus 118. Tampa Bay is minus 140. Over under is 42.5 points. The Rams, injuries wise, Cooper Kupp
All
with
that
that ankle
matters.
injury.
Fuck John
He's
Okum. Don't even talk about him.
Cooper Kupp questionable for the game. Buck side, Shaquille Barrett. Torn Achilles or ruptured Achilles,
Yep.
whatever it was. He's out for the year. Carlton Davis, questionable. Sean Murphy Bunting, he is out. And then Antoine Winfield, concussion, he is questionable.
I'm just looking on and I'm like, what do I think about this game? I don't really know what to think. It's just, I mean, I feel like you're gonna go with the Bucks, and I'm gonna go with the Rams because I have more. I fucking hate Brady, so I'm going with the Rams. But I don't really think even if the Bucks win this game or the Rams win this game, it doesn't really do anything for me because both these teams are bad. They're not playing good football. Maybe the winner of this game kind of finds their mojo, but I kind of doubt it. One of these teams are underwhelming. They lost pieces to injury and just free agency. So it's kind of just pick 'em. It should be a pick 'em to me.
Yeah. I am rolling with the Bucks. I think they have more talent than the Rams, just all around, like especially on the offensive side. I think they can get something going, man, with Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin. Like they can put up points, they can put up some yards, they can get down the field. I don't feel that way with the Rams, man. I don't like their offense at
Well, they
all.
can't block at all. They
Yeah,
can't run
they
the
can't.
ball, but this is a team that can't defend the run. So, which team to give the edge to? I would say the Bucks, which scares me.
Yeah, no, I'm going with the Bucks 100%. Like, who the fuck is the running back for the Rams?
Ronnie Big Time Rivers,
Exactly, my fucking
RR.
point. Fucking shout out to Fresno State, but like he is not a good running
They're
back.
trying
They
to
don't have
reconcile shit
anyone.
with Cam Akers, bro. Like that ain't gonna help this team, man. I don't know why I'm picking the Rams. Maybe I'm just trying to be nice to you and give you another game. 28-24, LA Rams. This isn't the Rams house, it's the Bucks house, but the Rams takeover's coming.
Brady, baby, don't go to no parties. You know, stay at
Running.
your house.
Yeah.
He's probably empty in his house all alone.
I was gonna say that.
Go ahead, stay inside, watch some film. You'll be all right, dog. All right, beat them Rams. All right, you're used to it. All right. Go ahead and get that dub 34-31, Tampa Bay. Underrated game of the week in this one. I
Yeah, I
think
got a
this one's
gripe
gonna
to
be
pick with you about this game, so hurry up and get to it. I'm kind of pissed.
Tennessee 5-2, Kansas City Chiefs 5-2. Also, this game is in Kansas City. Betting info for this one is Kansas City -11 favorites in this one. Wow, that's kind of crazy. I guess we don't know if Malik Willis or Ryan Tannehill is going to start. I think that's part of it. But Tennessee is +140, +430 in this one. Kansas City is -600 from the money line. Over under is 46.5 points. Speaking of injuries, Ryan Tannehill, he's questionable. Daquan Jones, he is questionable. Zach Cunningham, he is questionable. And Chiefs injuries, Rashad Fenton,
Well, he
he
got
is
shipped out,
questionable.
so don't worry. He got shipped out to Atlanta for a big 7th round pick.
Exactly, both of these guys. So don't even mind that. What were you gonna say, Max?
You post on Instagram that AJ Brown has more receiving yards than all the Titans receivers, and linked to me with an emoji. You remember that?
Yeah.
So this goes back to our video. Don't pay a wide receiver. What's the Titans record one?
5-2.
I know there's so. I guess AJ Brown. I love him to death. I love that they traded him, but have they missed him?
No,
5-2.
they haven't.
What are they going to
They
be?
haven't.
6-1, 7-0 with AJ Brown? I don't think so. So again, I just want to point that out. Hey, the Titans haven't really skipped a beat. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they might need some receiver who's going to make a play. They might miss him when the biggest moments happen, but they don't miss him right now. They're 5-2. Now they're going to go against a team that's just going to destroy them because they destroy everything in front of them. Andy Reid off a bye week. You're not changing your pick, Juan. I don't care. I'm going with the Chiefs. Chief Kingdom, baby.
I think this was one of the best bets I had, getting a game up on you this week. I like my chances.
I want that clip to play when they get fucking blown out.
I like the Tennessee grit. I like what Tennessee brings to the table. And watch out for Derrick Henry. That's all I got to say. Derrick Henry kills the fucking Chiefs.
They stopped him. They're
not going to stop him this week, Max. It's not going to fucking happen.
Dude, the Chiefs are going to blow these guys out 31-14, Juan. That's what's going to happen. Show the fucking score, Juan, so you can see how fucking off we have this game. We're usually pretty in line with our thinking.
29-28. 29-28, Tennessee. I'm going to get a game up on you. I did it for the pick'em sake. I literally went back and forth with this one, Max. I picked it 5 times. Like, I usually send the text to you. I kept on going back and forth. I put Chiefs, then I put Titans. I put Chiefs, then I put Titans. I was like, fuck that. I got to get a game up.
This is the best game you picked.
I got to get a game up on you. So I had to go with the Titans, man. Fucking tighten up. Shout out to Peyton. New Orleans Saints, man. This one is Monday Night Football, right?
Yeah, Monday Night Football, baby. Roquan
Smith debut with the Ravens, 5-3. The Ravens are 3-point favorites in this one. Money line, Baltimore is -170. New Orleans is +143. Over under is 48 points. Ravens, Gus Edwards, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, and Calais Campbell, all questionable. I know Rashad Bateman is going to be out for a while, guys. So
a few weeks. Andrews, we don't know. It's really up in the air right now.
Any injuries on the Saints side, Max? I noticed you put a graphic.
There's a few. Michael Thomas, the usual suspects. Trevor Penny might be back soon, which will be cool. We kind of been waiting to see him all year.
Yeah.
But, I really love this Roquan Smith thing, Juan. I think it's going to pay big dividends for a Baltimore defense. Yeah, they're going to still have pass rush problems. Patrick Queen's still going to get messed up if he plays. But I like this move.
Would you have done it for a receiver instead?
I don't think there was one out there I looked at that was going to make a huge difference for the Ravens. And I say that because the Ravens really aren't dependent on wide receivers, Dude, just fucking put Likely out there. Fuck it.
I like Likely a
Big
lot.
boy lineup.
I really like Isaiah Likely. But I got the Ravens, man. I think Lamar is very, very, very good.
Give the boy his damn money.
Yeah, give him his money, man. I think he deserves it. I think the Saints were a fluke last week. I don't think a lot of that shit. Like the Ravens are not the Raiders.
Oh,
The Ravens are
takes a
not the
big man to
Raiders.
say that with the Raiders stuff in the background.
Hey, look, man. I don't think, like, just to put it bluntly, like the Ravens are miles and valleys away from the Raiders right now, and they're contenders. The one thing that scares me, if I'm going with the Ravens, is Alvin Kamara. Really, like that's the only guy that scares me. But everyone else, like I think they can hold Chris Olave in check.
Mhm.
I think they can cause some turnovers on Andy Dalton. Like just stop 41 and you'll be good.
Yeah, also, Andy Dalton does not get enough credit for the way he plays. You know, he could lose them games, but he doesn't. He just does enough, and he hasn't really got any credit during this little run they've had, the Saints.
What run? They
Maybe
just
they
got
won,
blown
like
out.
they blew out the Raiders.
I know, but they got blew out the week before that to the Cardinals with him throwing like fucking 3
That was some
interceptions, 2 of the
that was
pick six.
Thursday night. I don't take Thursday night. They've been better with Andy
Come
Dalton than
on, man.
Jameis. That's all I'm
No,
trying to say.
they've been fucking
You
terrible
just
this season.
salty because Andy Dalton was fucking tricking and then dicking the
Max,
Raiders.
they're 3 and 5.
That's Jameis. They were 0-2 with Jameis, asshole.
They suck. They fucking suck. I'm rolling with the Ravens, man. 28-23.
I'm still going with the Raiders, by the way. 17-10. I'm not changing my pick.
Oh man. All right. So pick of the week, man. Let's get into it.
Eagles.
I'm rolling with the Eagles. Eagles don't fuck me. What's the official record for this match?
I don't even.
We
I
tied?
haven't. We're tied, but it's bad.
It's bad. It's been a
It's
bad
the
season
worst
for
part
locks.
of our picks.
Yes. Yes. I've got above 500 in the pick'ems, man. All right. I'm at least over 500, 63 and 60. Let's go, man. I feel 3 games up on you. Slowly but surely I can get there. We're including playoffs, asshole. We're including playoffs this year.
It's a reset. It's like the playoffs. They don't just say,
nope.
"Oh, the Eagles are 16 and the Eagles are 19 and
All
1
right,
now."
if I'm down by if I'm losing a grip by more than like 5 games, I'll concede.
Okay,
And we'll start new in the
that's good.
playoffs. But if it's
That's good.
close, we got to
Is there
go
anything else you
playoffs.
want to talk about before we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's switch over to some NBA. I know this is gonna be a long one, guys. So look, we appreciate you guys rocking with us this long. But we're gonna talk some NBA. Let's go ahead and switch the vibe up in here.
Oh
Nah, not
shit!
really.
It's just
I just had to
Maxi
switch the
One.
background.
I like how
But
my name's cropped out, but one's just fucking there. Wow, way to do it.
So let's talk some NBA, Max. Some big NBA news happened. Steve Nash officially got fired from the Brooklyn Nets. And a couple hours later, Eman Udoka was hired.
I don't know where you've said his name a million times to me.
Ime Udoka officially got hired.
Well, okay, hold on. It's not official. It's
official. It's official. Come on.
It's not. It's official, but it's not official.
It's official, bruh.
Okay, so
it's gonna take some
start
time
with
to
Steve Nash.
Get processed.
I hope he has a great time in the Frank Vogel. I got fired for nothing. Coaches anonymous meetings, you know, like AA, coaching anonymous. Steve Nash was dealt one of the worst hands by a coach we've ever seen. From, hey, I got here with Harden, KD. Oh, Kyrie and KD. Oh, let's just trade for Harden. Okay. Wow, all my stars got hurt in the playoffs. We lost by like 1 fucking point to Giannis. All right, next year. Oh, Kyrie doesn't want to play because of the vaccine. Oh, Harden's fat and out of shape. Oh, he gets traded for Ben Simmons, who's too scared to fucking play.
Yeah.
How is it this guy's fault?
I completely agree with you, Max. One of
Let's
the worst.
Just blame the coach. Let's not blame the players. Fuck them. They're the fucking Kings.
How much do you believe, Max, that KD was shocked?
No, he was not shocked. I'm sure he was shocked it didn't happen fucking sooner.
Fucking sleeping beauty over here. I woke up after a nap and I was shocked to see the news.
If I was seen that, I would have socked him in the fucking face during the nap.
I text you right away, Max, or you text me when the news broke, but we went back and forth, and I just told you, like, I think, I don't care what KD says, I don't care what Kyrie says, I think this has KD's fingerprints all over it.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
something had to be done.
Dude, Kyrie saying
Which is
anti-Semitic
bullshit.
stuff, it's just too much of a distraction. There's too many distractions. How are you supposed to coach when KD's talking this shit? He wants a trade request. Oh, Kyrie's spouting out Earth's flat, all this other bullshit. And I like
This
Kyrie.
was this
It's
was the
just
guy that
crazy. It's just like, how do you coach in this fucking circus?
this is what they wanted, Max.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what they
what they
wanted.
wanted.
And now they're going to probably get Ime Udoka one. I want you to take it from here.
On the Celtics side, it's stupid. I wouldn't have let him go. And I wouldn't have let him go to the Nets out
Dude,
of
I
all
let him rot.
places.
Let him rot.
Yeah, I would have just kept them hostage. Like, no, bro, like
I
you're
feel
not
like
gonna
it's gonna
go.
be worse because like there's gonna be more shit that comes out, and they're just like, we're just trying to wash our hands of this dude.
Yeah, maybe that's a good point.
I don't know. It's just bizarre from a coach to be spending the whole year to getting hired and going to take over, and I would imagine a turnaround just because the kind of caliber of coach he is. But who knows?
We
Well,
will
maybe
see.
Ben
Look,
Simmons, you can't be tough on him because he was all tough on the Celtics and they responded. But Ben, maybe you got to fucking pet him and tell him how pretty he is
exactly.
every day. I don't know.
This this is a whole different fucking ball game, man. You have some guys on this team that are far from the character of what the Celtics have. You can say all you want about Marcus Smart, but I guarantee he's the type of player you can get on his ass and tell him what he's doing wrong, and he'll hold himself accountable.
Can you do that about Kyrie, Ben, and KD?
No,
I
fuck
would say
no,
no.
fuck no. So that's why I'm saying, like, what does Udoka bring to the table, right? And that's his number one thing. What you just said was getting the most out of
Is,
players,
is he going
right?
to build a healthy culture, Udoka?
You see, I don't really see it.
Unless healthy means sexually harass people and just smash people's wives, I would say no.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like it from the Celtics just because there is a possibility. Like they at the end of the day, they still have 3 all-star.
Just let him rot. Just let him rot.
Yeah.
So you can't come back right now. Sorry. I don't get it. I really don't get it. It's a fiasco.
So
Brooklyn's a fiasco.
well, yeah, the next season is on a fucking downfall. What they're like what 3 and or 2 and something.
The
I
way
think
people
they've
talk about the Lakers, they should talk about the Nets.
yeah, it's been a fucking free fall for them. But they had to do something to save their season. And I think all this does is just save them some more time to not trade KD. Because I think KD threatened them. KD was like, dude, you guys
I'm
need to
out of
trade
here,
me. I
bro.
want
Do
out.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do something. Like fire Nash. Fire Nash.
That's his boy, though, I thought. So it's kind of weird.
Right. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for Brooklyn. I don't. I don't feel sorry for Brooklyn. I
No.
damn sure don't feel sorry for KD. And I don't feel sorry for Kyrie. Why? All of them wanted this. Brooklyn knew signing KD and signing Kyrie Irving or trading, whatever how the fuck it happened.
Don't forget they
Getting
signed DeAndre Jordan for like $50 million because they asked them to.
yeah. And this is my whole point, Max. Like the Nets knew what they were getting themselves into. Like
No,
they knew
I don't
KD.
think they did. I really don't
I
even think
think they
they
did.
No, no,
I
no.
think that's
They don't.
bullshit.
No, no, no. They did not comprehend the fucking circus they were getting themselves into. They knew it was going to be bad. They underestimated how bad it was going to get, but it's their fault because you bring in guys who have no leadership to a team and there's no leadership. Who was calling guys out? Who was saying, Kyrie, can you just shut the fuck up? Hey, I'm the guy they just picked. What's his name? I can't think of his freaking name. I'm Bruce Brown from last year. I just had 20 points. They want to talk to me. They're like, how come Kyrie's not playing? I'm sure that feels fucking great. You know? It's just like everything's about 2 fucking guys. It's never about, man, Seth Curry, what a guy. It's just selfishness, man. It's selfishness and lack of leadership. And then they just ran over Steve Nash and say, hey, bro, sorry. And they were like, oh, we parted ways. We both parted ways. Fuck you. They told him to fire you.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I agree. You guys should fire me.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I want to get unemployment. Let's do it.
Oh man, look, I have no sympathy for the Nets. I have no sympathy for
No, not at
KD.
all. You can't.
I don't. I don't. And this is why some teams kind of had some
And That's
Back,
why we have no sympathy for the Lakers for trading for fucking Russ.
yeah,
You
yeah.
guys did it. No one put a gun to your head other than LeBron. He was saying, like, no, bro, fuck you. And you're like, nope, let's do it.
Because there were some teams that opted out to not have not. I think it's less so on KD, but it was more so the package because Kyrie wanted to be with KD and KD wanted to be with Kyrie. And there were some teams that were like, I'm not paying for that much.
Hey, Knicks.
You guys want full control?
Yeah. Hey, Knicks, good job by not signing these two guys. We should really commend the Knicks for missing out.
Yeah. We'll see how the NBA season goes, man. But Udoka officially a net. I don't care what it says. He is a net in my eyes, Max. But
he's as good as I heard.
He's good as fucking iron.
Oh shit,
man.
that's funny, man. It's a long one. I had fucking fun, dude.
Yeah, it's a long one, but we appreciate you guys rocking with us. If you guys are joining us in the live chat and you guys made it this far, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Go and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new, and if you guys watch this after the fact, we appreciate you guys also, man. If you watch this live or not, on the podcast platforms like Spotify and iTunes, appreciate you guys too. Until next time, we will see you guys Sunday night.
Peace.